Hello everybody, welcome to this amazing video of the Q&A that I once promised you guys, and you guys asked a lot of questions. With that being said, there's not a lot of time to waste on the intro, so I'm going to try to keep it down to 2 minutes, explain everything as we go along, and we'll begin by saying this is going to be a multiple video thing. With over 300 questions, there's no way for me to give a heartfelt answer to all of your questions unless I take the time to make multiple videos. So with that said, pardon me, I got a lot of questions to go through. Multiple videos, therefore we're going to split the prizes up into these multiple videos. I will raffle somebody's name every video, sometimes multiple names. 4 winners, remember, 4 winners for gems. Now, someone brought up a very good point as a question which will eventually be asked, which I'll answer, but I'll answer that right now. I did get something for the console players. $10 cards for PlayStation players, $15 cards for Xbox players. You can use the money for whatever you want. If you win it, it is yours. You don't have to buy gems, but there you go. That's what I can do for you. And that's what I've done. So there's a total of 8 winners now instead of 4, which will hopefully make you guys as happy as can be. And with that being said, last time I did a Q&A video, there was an hour-and-a-half long video of me reading every single comment. This one's going to be well over that because the questions are more than tripled than last time, which is why I kind of thought this would be a small thing. I was wrong. So, we're going to read through as many as we can. 20 minutes is all I'm giving myself per video to read as many as I can. I'm not sure if we want to keep making this a thing. You guys let me know if you want me to just answer your questions like every week as a thing. I'm not sure. I would love to get to know the community more in depth on what you guys want to know, and bonding with you guys is pretty cool. I do it on stream more than I do on YouTube, so the YouTube community is kind of unknown to me, and I'm really in close with my stream community, so you know, I know them by first name. I know you guys by some of you by names that just keep popping up, so it'd be great to get to know you guys a little better, but we'll see how this goes. We'll see how those go. I'm gonna randomly raffle throughout the video, maybe up to 2 winners this one, maybe one of the consoles, maybe one of the not so consoles. Anyways, if you do end up winning, 2 things I need from you. 1, I need you to verify that you saw the winnings down in the comments below or you don't win. That's a big thing. So verify that, hey, yeah, that's me, that's my gamer tag. I will also know it's your gamer tag because I have your YouTube name here. So I just need you to just give me a little wave, because prizes can't be free. If you asked a question, just walked away. But hopefully you see it. Hopefully when you win, you just let me know in the comments below. Or you can just send me a private message by going to my channel, go to my about page, and then just hit send message and send me a private message and let me know it's you and how you would like to receive it and what way. If it's a PC winner, I'll just send you the gems directly to the account that you put down. That way you get the gems immediately. If you're a console player, go ahead and just let me know if you want it by like a Twitter direct message, or I can send you a picture of the back of the card so you could take the code off of it and do what you will, or I'll send you the code itself. But that should be through private messages so you can have your code and peace. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's go ahead and begin with our first question. Lightning Luke asks, will you ever have a game with me? I have a game with viewers every day on my stream. I have no problems having games with anybody, unless you're banned from my stream, then you can't have a game with me, so hopefully you've been on your best behavior, so if you have been, yes. Next question is asked by Dynasty Hobbit. Love you, Tide. Would you have a game with you? I would love if I had a game with I. Alright, and then when people ask the same question, I'm just going to say a whole bunch of people asked, just to make it simple for us. So a couple people asked, who was the first god you played? And that would be Thor. Who was the first god you liked playing, got good at, or liked? I loved Poseidon at the mention of his existence. I love the water god, and Poseidon's always been that god that I knew. It's like, that's the water god. So, water's my thing. Tide, you know. Okay. Anyways, what are your best memories of Smite Beta? I never played it. Sorry, I came in Season 1 after the beta. I didn't join Smite during the beta. I'm sorry. Ton of people asked, what made you start YouTube? And we always get this question, don't we? So prepare yourself for the feels, because here we go. I used to live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I was a happy father, and I was engaged to who I thought was the most wonderful person in my life, one I could trust, one I put all my faith into. I was the only working parent. I was going through a lot at the time because the person I had fallen in love with wasn't pulling their weight. In a sense that, like, it got so bad we moved from apartment to apartment because things would get messy at the home, and then we had roaches and there was no effort to keep the roaches, like, cleaned up when I was gone. So when I'm at work for 10 to 12 hours, come home, she didn't let me clean because she got upset that I would clean. It annoyed her, and she wanted to do it, but she never did. It caused a lot of issues, so we always had a lot of friction. But nonetheless, I loved my family, no matter what. But one day, while I was at work, she had packed a few things and took a train out of town and moved away with my son. I come home to an empty home with all the stuff still there. They just kind of like hurried and got what they needed and left. And so, being I was the only working parent, I had all the bills in my name. I had everything in my name. I had to pay everything off. And goddamn it, phone, you're not supposed to be on. But anyways, the thing I had to do was find a way to make money. And depression had hit severely, and work had helped me a little bit through it by moving me out to California to work here. And from there, I needed money because I was in debt. I was not able to survive here. It is very expensive living here. I pay like $1,600 just for rent in a one-bedroom apartment. This box is stupid expensive. And so with that being said, I had to find a way to make money. I play video games. I know that like Let's Play channels were a thing. And I thought to myself, alright, I can play video games. I'm very good at them. Let's do that. And I did, and I made a channel, and it took off pretty fast. I liked that, and it made enough money to help me stay afloat, and now I'm living comfortably, not excessively, just enough to just get what I need, and that's good. Why a gaming channel? I'm a gamer. I love video games. That's all I do. I play games, and I'm a nerd to an extreme. Amiibos, Smite figures, Sonic the Hedgehog. There's some more Sonic stuff down under there. Sonic on the wall, like those are Sonic figures, and you can't see, but above that is more Sonic figures that are just pinned to the wall. I'm a gamer, and I play all sorts of games. Like, and my roster of games is enormous that I would even forget names of the games, and until I actually see them, I'm like, oh, I played that game when I was like 3, and there were tons of games I played when I was a kid. So I'm an enthusiast for video games, so that's why I started the YouTube channel, and eventually I hope to grow this channel enough to be able to either see my son or make something for my son. So what were my goals? My goals were to just make enough money and stay afloat. My goals now are to become independent on this thing and become big enough to help get my son back. I more or less want to see my son. And am I proud of the Tide community as it sits now? You know, the Tide community is split into two things. There's the Smite Tide community and then the actual TydeTyme community. The reason I say this is because there are people who do not care about the Tide communities, which is a shame, but it's true. They just care about the Smite Tide community. You know, everything related to Smite, that's what they care about. Anything that's it's like, don't care, but Smite. And that's a community I can be kind of proud of because these people do their best to eliminate toxicity within itself and is pushing for better in the community of Smite, which is nice. I like that. It's what I want. But I am more proud and very proud of the people who keep it together, who support me in everything that I do, which is the TydeTyme community. They are there for me in everything, thick or thin, which is beautiful, wonderful. And I have to thank you all for helping me continue to do my thing, as well as Smite. So thank you very much. I am very proud of both communities, really doing very good. The Tidal clan is doing wonderful. A couple bad eggs here and there, but we can eliminate those. And you know, everyone watching each other's back. I've gotten constant messages of people making friends. You know, they didn't have friends, now they do. They got small groups within the community that that's amazing and great. And people are aspiring to do better, and that's good to hear. So I'm proud of the Tide community, both of them. So what else do you hope to accomplish with your YouTube channel? If I can get out of Smite and actually do reviews for video games and do more things, I want to do that. I want to become something more than just, hey, I'm playing Smite and that's what I do, I like this. I want to continue to take what I know, my intelligence, because I can English real well, I promise, and make something more of it. And what makes YouTube the most worthwhile doing? So if you guys didn't know, probably the most rewarding part about YouTube is to know that I'm helping others that suffer things very much like me and are able to find happiness within what I do. There is nobody there for me right now as far as keeping my mind out of depression. I recently broke up with my boyfriend, and I did it because the mental condition I have is weighing on my head, and it wasn't fair to him, so I chose to end that. And you know, being able to continue to help others, even if I'm suffering, it's just a way that I'm glad they found a way to break depression. I am still searching for my way. Working and YouTube kind of helps a lot. So YouTube is the thing that kind of keeps me busy. I forget about it, but you know, once the camera's off, it's back to the dark corner with me. That one, like in the corner right there. All right. So with that being said, that's about all the feels we should get. Those questions are out of the way. So moving on to, a lot of people asked, who is your favorite Smite god ever to play? Or who is your favorite god? Poseidon. Go check out my top 5 list. I'll put a link down below. If I don't put that link, I'm drunk at drunk stream and I will remember in the morning. Or you'll all send me a nice little comment of, he forgot the link. And then you'll give me a on the hand. Who was the first god you mastered? Poseidon. And which god was your most played in the first god to max mastery 10? First god to max mastery diamond is Poseidon, but the most played is Apollo, because Poseidon kind of dropped off for me because he's just not as viable as Apollo is, so I played Apollo a lot more than I did Poseidon. What or who made you start playing Smite? Now, Smite was brought to me by the wonderful world of Facebook. When I used to play Facebook games, Smite ad just came up and I was like, you know what, I need a new game to play. Picked it up, first day, fell in love with it, and haven't dropped it since. What attracted you to Smite and how did you come to find it? It's kind of a similar question. What attracted me to Smite is just I'm a gamer, I heard about the game. I came from League of Legends, realistically, like 3 years of that, so I was well versed in MOBAs. I played Dota 1, Dota 2, Smite. Played all the little smaller Opera MOBAs. I played the DC one that closed down. So I played a whole bunch of them, and I'm very familiar with the scene, but Smite is one of the more unique ones that kept my attention. And like I said, I found it by Facebook. And what made you start Smite videos? So originally my channel started with the game PID, which we were doing rage videos on, and by we I just mean me. At that time it's just me. Right now there's 2 of us, one's an artist and one's me, and the artist does all the fancy little thumbnails for me, which is awesome. But I started Smite videos because I was gonna quit Smite, honestly, before I even started making videos, because I got bored. I hated Conquest. And that's kind of why I drop out of MOBAs all the time. The toxic community, and it's always toxic. And I've got a hell of a brain where I can come up with strategies that beat the normal strategies that come out, and that's why everybody hates me. It's, your stuff is really weird, but it works. I wonder why, because the stuff I do is designed to beat the normal stuff. So, it's awkward. But, when you bring that into a meta, when you go against that meta, people get very upset and start calling you shit. And then you have to, have a rank. You have to be the elitist. You have to be the master to show that you're worth something, which I think is a little outrageous, but, whatever. But what made me start Smite videos is, as soon as I found out that there was a 1v1 ranked, I was like, oh, yes, I'm trying that. I got to Platinum 5 right out of qualifiers. I was like, that's pretty high on the ladder, and I was looking for help, because after I got there, I learned this game friggin' hard, and people playing Mercury in Season 1 with Kali, oh man, Chronos, broken. Those gods are hard to fight, so I tried to find other people who had maybe a guide to fight them. There wasn't anything. So I just started making play videos, let's plays, and they caught on. And then people said, well, how do you do this? And I said, you don't want my advice. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kicking people in the face. Later, I learned to read into things, and then I took this fat brain, big forehead of mine, and I put together a lot of information that taught me a lot of in-depth mechanics about the game that made me very good at counter building, strategizing against others, and that's how I got to Masters the first time. I played against their normal playstyles, and that got me there. So with that being said, I started Smite videos because there was nothing else out there for me, and I felt I needed to show off what I knew, and that's how we got where we're at. So Robert Whittaker asks, Season 3 Joust or Season 2 Joust? Season 3. Without a doubt in my mind, Season 3 is the best season so far. Is it the most awesome season? No. I mean, not awesome season, but is it the perfect season? No, but it's better than Season 2. And even though I don't like the TP system and I don't like the matchmaking going on, I don't believe that has to do with this season more than it does just the changes Hi-Rez has decided to take. If we were taking that into consideration, I'll go back to Season 2 any day. But Season 3 is my favorite because it introduces an additional ban, which I felt was needed back in Season 2. And you also have new ways to play with this much better map. And the map is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. But the problem now is hunters are a thing because of the items available in Season 3, and mages fell off. But relics available at level 1, beautiful. I love it. It's a great change, and I hope to keep rocking with that. Next question on the list is, if you could choose a god to be in real life, who would it be? Poseidon. It's not hard. Water god, doing things. Or Habois. So I say I'm Habois. What is your dankest meme, and how dank are your memes? I have no idea, and they're probably not dank at all, because dank means something good, and all it means. What was your best drunk stream? I think the first drunk stream was one of the best ones. A lot of drunk streams were really good. I love them. It brings a lot of the mature audience out, and a lot of kids leave because they don't like to see the drunkenness, but we have a lot of fair fun there. So Noah Pottle asks, what's your favorite video that you've made so far? How to Nerf Bellona. The best. I love that one. Link in the description below. When was the first time you started playing video games? I was like a year and 9 months old, if you want to be real technical about it, but back when Sonic the Hedgehog 1 came out, that was my first video game on the Sega Genesis, and I was born in 1990. That game came out in 1991. When that sucker came out, I was not very good at it, but I played the dickens out of that, and that made me into the gamer I am today. What was the hardest role for you to master? I'm assuming you're talking about Smite. Hardest role to master. Supports? I'm a carry mentality kind of guy. Supporting is not second nature to me. I am now a main support for Joust 3v3, which is a funny thing. But it was probably the hardest thing because I'm always really good at the ADC role. You give it to someone subpar, I get very mad. I'm not going to deny that. It's probably one of the worst feelings in the world to know that if we swapped roles, I probably could have done so good in comparison to what happens that we might have done a lot better. And I don't like having that mentality, but that happened to me so many times in Ranked Conquest of Season 2 that I got placed in Silver 3 because I had to play support 7 games in a row, and one of the ADCs thought Vamana ADC was a thing. Let me tell you, that is definitely not a thing. No, sir. Alright. Which god are you most afraid of to face in duel? Kronos, he's an asshole. Which pro player do you relate yourself? I hate to admit it, but I don't follow up on other people. My life's too busy to care about the SPL to a point where, like, I watch it. The SPL's going on while I'm at work, and I can't watch it, so I miss the whole thing. And then when I come home, I gotta stream and YouTube. I literally don't have time. Incon's one of the only few people I do know that I know for sure is in the SPL, but that's because I went to the SWCs and I saw the video and I shook his hand and I met him. That's the only time I got to know about the guy. Every other player out there, when people mention the names, they don't click with me because I don't know them. People remind me that, like, certain people are here and there, but like when I play against a pro player in Joust, Duel, or Conquest, it's kind of like, that guy's a pro player, and I'm like, oh really? And we'll play, and sometimes I'll win, sometimes I'll lose. It's pretty good. Those players are really fun to play against. I love playing against pro players. If that had to be a thing, I love playing against pro players. We're running a little over the clock, but let's get a couple more out of the way. This will be the last question. How do you expect Smite to grow? Who do you talk to in high res? And have you ever got in contact with anybody in high res in a casual 1v1 game mode? How do I expect Smite to grow? It's stagnant. I want to say, I hate to say that, but to me, Duel died. Joust is dead. There's nobody playing anymore, which is shocking, probably because the TP system, the matchmaking is absolute ass, and Conquest is full of toxic players. I just want to say toxicity, which it is. And who do I talk to at high res? I used to talk to Chaostic, who dropped for Paladins, so he's a Paladins player, or Paladins community guy now. I get Savannah, but we don't talk very much, but Chaostic. Oh, I love you, Chaostic. If you see this, I love you, bruh. I love you. And have I ever gotten into contact with high res about a casual 1v1 game mode? No. I have no one to really talk to, really. I brought it up with Chaostic, I think, once, but it wasn't a winning conversation in which would put me to, you know, win anything. So with that being said, now we're going to go ahead and wrap this up by raffling one of your wonderful names on this list here, which you can't see, but, you know, whatever. I took all your names down on a list. I have you in a random generator picker namer, and here we go. The person who wins is no ID, because you didn't put your name next to your question. Good job. The other winner is Youmenek. Youmenek. Sorry everybody, I have to jump in here real quick. I said 800 gems during this video. I meant it's 400 gems. Youmenek, you win 400 gems. Please, in the comments below, go ahead and send me, you know, that you accept this, you won, yada yada, and I will put the gems right into your account. Thank you so very much for winning. For those of you who want this very long list of questions to be answered and continue to go, please let me know in the comments below if this is something you want to watch, if you want the rest of the questions. There's tons. Like, we got to line 33 out of 600 in 23 minutes. That's a little ridiculous. For sure, there's a lot of people who ask a lot of things, and we got tons of gems to give away. If we choose that you guys really don't like this, we don't want to proceed, I'll do just one more video. We'll move on with life and call it squaresies. Otherwise, I hope that you all have a wonderful day, have a wonderful, happy weekend, and hopefully to see you all at the drunk stream, because this is on Saturday, so you guys can still probably attend the celebration of game night, where we're going to be playing On the Hunt and Doge Bowl. If you don't know what those are, just come in and attend the stream. It'll start at 3 p.m. Pacific time and go for majority of the day. If you have any questions, I guess direct them down below. Down below is a good thing. Just keep comments. Do that kind of thing. And thank you all for being as awesome as you are. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.